All right, yeah, so you're listening to 88.3 WXOU. My name is Logan Pizzurro, and joining me today is a very special guest who just got finished performing here at Oakland University. Finalist on America's Got Talent, and in my opinion, one of the funniest comedians I've ever seen. Wow. Preacher Lawson.
Thank you. That was great. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for coming here
Great.
today.
Are we on the radio?
Not right now.
Oh, okay.
But
so I can't cuss.
No.
Mother! No, okay.
You don't seem to be that kind of person anyway. So.
I'm scared of my mom. It's all good. Yeah, so, thank you. I appreciate that. That's a really great intro.
Oh, thank you. I worked hard on that.
Okay.
No, so, so before America's Got Talent, I didn't even say that right. Before America's Got Talent, what were you kind of doing?
I was still doing stand-up. I was doing stand-up about 8 years before I got on a big TV show, and I was actually on a couple more TV shows that, y'all didn't care about. So, but that was the big one. But I was just doing stand-up. I was doing stand-up full-time, meaning I had a job, and I quit hoping that I would find something. And then I was right before I went to America's Got Talent, I had like a interview at a coffee shop. Because I was gonna oh man, I gotta go work a job again. Cause I couldn't make, actual like money off the stand up. So I was just doing comedy shows at like colleges and, trying to make a living off my ex. She was my girlfriend at the time, but she was very supportive,
Yeah. And what made you want to do comedy in the first place?
I wanted to be on a sitcom. My favorite sitcom is Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. What a coinkadink, you know what I'm saying? Who trying to get jiggy with? No. Will Smith's my favorite human,
Yeah.
And he slapped somebody. But I sometimes some people gotta get slapped. So, I wanted to be on a sitcom, and every sitcom in the '90s starred a comedian. So I was like, I'm going to do stand-up so I can be on a sitcom. Then I did it, and I fell in love.
That's great. And then that eventually led to you auditioning for America's Got Talent.
8 years later.
Yeah. What kind of sparked you wanting to audition for that?
I was just trying everything. I was throwing everything at the wall and hoping it sticks, and that was what happened. That happened to stuck. That happened. This is my first time talking, by the way. So just in case. Yeah, but that happened to stick, and that was just a big one.
Yeah, and for our listeners that kind of don't really know the process of what goes on for someone to get on AGT, could you kind of tell us like what happens after you apply? Like, do you get like a call, or what's the next step?
You can wait in line, and you can audition in front of some producers, and then after you get that, you go to another producer, and then you audition in front of them, and then if they like you, then you'll go in front of audition in front of Simon and the judges Howie, and that doesn't even mean you're going to be aired, because I'd had friends that audition, and because there's so many people. I mean, you have to imagine there's an insane amount of people. That's why they have to have audition rounds. But so it's a long process.
Yeah, and eventually, when you were able to step across that stage, what was that feeling?
It was a really good feeling. It was a crazy rush. You know when you first smoke crack? And then, I'm just playing. No, but it was a good feeling. It was, to be honest with you, I was terrified before I went on stage. That was the most scared I've ever been in my life, besides the first time I went on stage. That's how scared I was. But as soon as I got on stage, I had been doing it for 8 years. So I was like, oh, this is Simon and Howie and Heidi and Mel are just faces to me. And right before I went on stage, Tyra Banks licked my face.
Really?
Yes. She licked my face. Yeah, they didn't air it, but they aired. What happened was, I told a story on the internet. Go look it up. It's on Britain's Got Talent Champions. But I licked her hand first, because I was like, I can't believe it's you, Tyra. And she's like, oh, it's me. You can pinch my hand. She put her hand out. She's like, you can pinch it. And I was like, pinch it. I don't know if I'm going to get this opportunity. So I licked her hand. And then she just licked my face before I went out. As a joke, as a running joke. And but they edited it out. So, yeah.
Yeah, and during that first performance, when Simon Cowell had asked you to do one more joke, what was kind of running through your mind at that point? Because I feel like kind of coming from him, of all people, it's a little nerve-wracking.
It wasn't at all. I was like, all right. I mean, they definitely made it look like that on TV. But I was like, he said, do another joke. And I was like, all right, I'll do this other one. But I just didn't, the rules in comedy is you don't steal jokes and you don't run the light. Those are the two rules. I think there's like 3 of them, but I forgot the other one. But you don't steal jokes and you don't run the light. So I didn't want to run the light and then get X'd. So I was like, I'll just do one joke that I think is funny. And I did it. And then they were like, that's too short. Do another one. And so I did another one. And then it was the biggest it popped. And they actually cut out the funniest part in there. But I did the full bit on my special. So go watch my special on Amazon Prime.
All right, yeah, and we'll be talking a little bit more about that later. But yeah, so you're vegan.
I am.
What made you decide to become vegan?
You know, I was sitting around one day and I was thinking, I was like, man, I got way too many friends, and I gotta fix. No, no, I had a dog, and I found out that pigs were smarter than dogs. Then I watched it. I was really the turning point for me is I was watching a documentary with my ex, and we were watching elephants be murdered for their tusk, and we were like, man, it's so messed up how they're exploiting elephants for their tusk. I can't believe they're exploiting all these animals, and I'm eating a burger and wings. And it's like, I'm like, all right, well, let me try it out. Then I tried it out, and my poop was better. So I had more energy. Poop was I'm talking about just out. I don't have to squeeze them. Like, I used to get headaches, you know what I mean? But I'm good now. It just comes out. It's like I pee poop or something, you know what I mean? Anyway, so you're welcome, listeners, that visual in your head, visualization to have. Anyway, but no, it's just, I just felt better. So, because I don't know, I don't think people know too much about veganism. They think that you probably can't be healthy on it or you can't have muscles. And, at the time when I became a vegan, there was I forgot this guy, Kendrick Ferris or something like that. He was like the only Olympian to qualify for the Olympics in weightlifting, and he was vegan. I mean, all protein comes from plants, man. So I mean, I just wanted to try it out, and I used to hate vegans, and then I became one. So whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I've been vegetarian my whole life.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
We're almost there.
Well, I mean, I don't really drink a lot of milk or eat, so I'm like very close. It's the cheese.
Yeah.
That's really the only thing.
The cheese, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the one question that people always is like, well, where do you get your protein from? It's just like,
it's like, come on, man.
Right.
No,
yeah.
if you're protein deficient, you're dead. You're not.
Yeah, I mean, I've made it this long, so.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So after you're on America's Got Talent, how has that kind of impacted your life now?
It's been great, man. Yeah, I've been, I remember being, broke, and I'm definitely not broke anymore. I get to, it's crazy because I think everyone should travel, because if you travel outside the U.S., if you live in the U.S., or even if you outside the U.S. and you travel to the U.S., if you just travel and you experience different cultures, I feel like you grow as a human being, right? And I feel like that with experiencing money and fame, like it's a once in a lifetime experience. Like I don't know. It just changes your perspective on life, and I think it's a really cool. It's a cool experience, and life is a dream, and you get to pick what you want to do. That's what it felt like for me, because I was like, I feel like anything I want to do, I can do, and if I don't do it, it's because I'm being lazy.
Right.
So.
Yeah, and for people that are wanting to get into stand-up or get into just comedy in general, right, jokes or however, what is some advice that you would have for them?
I would just say do it. I think that a lot of people are scared of not doing it because they think they may not be funny, and you aren't, because you're not a comedian, so why would you be funny, right? So that's something that's just a craft that you have to work on. So, I mean, I think if you want to do something, if anything you want to do, I think you just jump into it. Just do it.
Yeah, definitely.
And figure it out later. But just say yes.
Right.
So I say yes to everything. And a lot of mistakes have came out of it. But a lot of jokes. I've got a lot of jokes.
Yeah.
And I think life is about mistakes, man. I mean, it's like, come on, man. I mean, if you don't make mistakes in life, you ain't having fun.
Right.
So,
yeah.
So just
For
say
sure.
yes and do it whatever you want to do.
Yeah, and kind of speaking about your jokes, if you want to pull back the curtain a little bit about kind of the process of you writing a joke, how is that kind of looking like?
So the way a joke happens is like, it's just like that same story you tell at a barbecue that happened at a campfire. You tell it over and over, and then you realize after you tell that story over and over, it's funny when you add this part or you take this part out. That's all the joke is, I'm trying to think of a joke I just thought of. What's a joke that just happened? Well, I did a bit about my hair, right? Mm-hmm. How I did a bit about my hair, how some girl told me, she's like, I liked your hair when it was shorter.
Right.
And I'm like, she's telling me that, she's thinking it's a compliment. it's like, but my hair's not shorter, so you just told me I'm less attractive, you know?
Yeah.
And I had shorter hair, you know, a couple of years ago when I was younger. And I said, could you imagine if I told a woman that she looks better when she's younger? Like, you know, because it's like, you know, people don't know that they're insulting you, but like, I like my hair.
Yeah.
And then you kind of told me you didn't like it, which, like, if you think about it, like, all jokes hurt. There's nothing funny about when you win something. You know, like, there's nothing. And then I won $1 million. Like, that's not, something bad has to happen in a joke. I don't think people realize that when, you know, they're like, you know, they just, if you notice most material, like, if it's either self-deprecation or someone else is getting made fun of. But if you watch a joke, it's nothing's funny. Nothing good happens in a joke. Yeah. So it's always, you know, that's why, like, you know, comedy comes from tragedy. You know,
Don't say tragedy plus time. So
plus time.
Yeah, that's what I heard at least. I'm not sure.
They said that. I don't know. Maybe it does.
That's what I've heard somewhere.
I don't know, but I got GED, so I don't know, man.
Yeah, and so, you know, do you ever get recognized when just like walking down the street?
Yeah.
And how's that experience like? It's
cool. You know, if anyone ever recognizes me, I'll take a picture with them. I'll say hi. I'll talk to them. You know, because I don't know. When I was a civilian, I remember, like, Hobson, he was my favorite rappers. He brought me on stage and to do a song, and then I was like, oh, fan for life. Like, I was like, I'm a fan for life. Yeah. And I remember Kevin Hart taking a picture with me when I was 19. He was exhausted. He did not want to take a picture. Matter of fact, at the end of the show, where people were leaving, and he was like, I'm not doing pictures. I was like, I already been to this comedy club before, so there's only one exit. So I'm just going to wait out of here. You know what I mean? And I remember taking a picture. He didn't want to take a picture, but he didn't tell me no. I could tell he didn't want to take a picture. Right. I didn't get why he was tired. I was like, why are you tired? Then I started doing comedy more. Then I got on TV, and I started going on the road, and I was like, oh, snap. This is exhausting. Right. Like, it's exhausting being on the road, flying. It's exhausting flying. People, you don't. It's like when you do a road trip. When you're in the car for a long period of time, and you get out and you finally get out the car, you're tired. You're like, why am I tired? But on a plane, it's worse. Yeah. You know, the time and all this stuff. Yeah. Sorry, I'm talking too much.
Yeah, no, it's no problem. And also, I wanted to highlight that you have your Amazon special. If you wanted to, tell the listeners or viewers a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, you want to watch it, man. It's called Get to Know Me. It's on Amazon Prime. It came out in 2019, so I don't even care if y'all watch it or not. But I mean, it's old. I had short hair back then. I was way more attractive, and yeah, I dropped something on my Instagram, not my Instagram, my YouTube, where I had these jokes. I just wanted to get rid of them. I'm tired of doing them. Mm-hmm. And here you go. That's the title of that. So you can go on my YouTube if you don't want to go to Amazon Prime. That was so hard. That was really hard.
All right. Well, that's all I have for you. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, man. You're the man.
Thank you. That's a wrap.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you. Absolutely. Thank y'all for having me.